I didn't really think could feel any lower than after the Hearts game. I mean, the performance was awful. I didn't actually see the game tonight, but I mean, losing at home to Hamilton is just completely unacceptable. I mean, how do you go from being a team of, just, really kind of doing well, winning games, the Old Firm game as well, just before January, and then all of a sudden you come back against was it Stranraer or Stennismuir we played in the cup, I can't remember, and there's a few fringe players played in that, and it was really poor. And since then it's kind of like the ball's been rolling for just lots and lots of poor performances. You just got to kind of think to yourself that something must have happened in Dubai. I mean, Morelos has maybe scored, I think he scored once or twice since then. I mean, as well as we did in the Braga tie for 60 minutes at home, we were awful. I mean, we were well out of the game. Braga could have been, clear 3 or 4 nil up in the first half. Second leg, we were absolutely outstanding. But you wonder, are these players playing well because there's just kind of scouts watching? Because how do you go from that to the result against Hearts in the Scottish Cup, and then the result against Hamilton there? I mean, what is going wrong with Rangers? All the people that have defended Tavernier for all this time, and I've never really been that big an advocate of him. I thought he's maybe getting better defensively, but I have to agree with a lot of people say about him as well. He's not really a captain. He really isn't. I mean, the fact of the matter is he hasn't won anything. It's as simple as that. Goldson has, he's had more better games than he's had bad games for Rangers, but when he's having a bad game, I mean, my goodness. Katic as well, I mean, as much as we all kind of like him, even though he scored the winner in the Celtic game, he was also responsible for the goal that they scored. Hollander's obviously coming back. And Edmondson and Goldson, during the Hearts game, I remember I seen a point where they were kind of arguing each other. There just seems to be no kind of harmony, anything going on with the team. Barisic, since he's come back from his injury, he's been awful. Davis looks like a player that just his best days are kind of behind him. Glenn Kamara, I mean, when he first came in, looked like he was going to be a good player, and he's just completely tailed off. I mean, when you see him play, I mean, he's constantly giving the ball away. I mean, does he even want to play for Rangers? I mean, you just really don't know. Scott Arfield's been about the only good player that's been good since the break. Ryan Jack has had a few injuries, and he's not been that great. Ryan Kent had a really, really good game against Braga. Away from home in Portugal, but apart from that, when was the last time he had a good game? Kamberi obviously did very well when he came on. I can't remember what game the St Johnstone game was. Yeah, again, I just don't know. Ojo, I mean, he obviously scored the goal against Feyenoord, but most time when he comes on, he doesn't really do anything. Joe Aribo, there's flashes of him. I do think there's a good player in there, but I mean, it just seems to be that Gerrard's kind of lost the dressing room because these players just don't seem to be playing for him. And if that is the case, then as much as I'm a supporter of Gerrard, then maybe it is time to make a change. And I'm not saying Gerrard out. I'm not at all, but I mean, this can't continue. I mean, this season's a write off now. I mean, we're not going to get past Bayer Leverkusen, and then we've got the Old Firm on the 15th, and how can you really feel confident about that? But then, to be honest, I mean, if the whole kind of theory, them playing well when there's scouts watching, probably somehow knock Leverkusen out, which is crazy. Maybe even get the result against Celtic Ibrox, but there's nothing to play for. Got knocked out the Scottish Cup, played really, really well in the League Cup final. I mean, this has just been a disaster. This has been even worse than last season. I mean, losing to the two teams consecutively that are sitting bottom of the table. I don't know. I don't really know where we go from here. I don't know how to fix it. If Gerrard does go, or if he's not manager, I don't know who we bring in. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. But I mean, this is just for all the kind of good progress we made kind of going into Christmas. We're in the last 32 Europa League. A winnable tie against Braga. I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't a great achievement being Braga. It was, but I mean, this is just. I don't even really know. I don't really know where we go from here. I mean, how can you really feel confident about the next game at the weekend? I'm not even too sure who we're playing the weekend. It's just it's not Rangers standard, is it? I mean, and I know where we've come from with losing the Challenge Cup. I think it was a Challenge Cup final against Raith Rovers quite a few years ago. But I mean, even with the progress that we've made, I mean, this is not good. I'm not comparing Gerrard to Warburton or Caxinha, but I mean, there's players that just clearly are not playing. They're not interested. It's as simple as that. I don't know. But I mean, that's it. I mean, just want to give you some thoughts. I mean, there's not really much I can really say. I mean, it's just really bitterly disappointing to see where we're at. I really feel that it's the players that are letting Gerrard down, and they really need a boot up the backside. But yeah, I mean, just Gerrard said, I don't know how you feel any lower than the Hearts game, and then that happens. But that's it.